we are going to sing for a brighter future. So let me say no to push. Let me say no to.
Sierra Leone, push. You my killer, this is for them. Hope for you, say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, me I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh. Me I can feel them. When they see me brother them na streets, yeah. Some they link they not, some lay down a guns at the sleep, oh. So when I ask them tell me say na kush, Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house them gonna get so all day they kush, oh yeah. Say not a kush, oh. Me brother don't want before in time. Say not a kush, oh. So we they use the old age man young. Not a cushion. The youths them just stay dry. Say not a cushion. For the Salone, we say not a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say not a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say not a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say not a cushion. Hope for you. They make we drive kush na Salone, but we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? When we bother them, they die. Push on down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. When we bother them foot, so they swell now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best not for avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up and kush. We say bring this message so you too work for you. On the beat,
Every day we dey lost it man their life because of kush, yeah. Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim, yeah. You way they import kush, you know like Salone, no. Now we value we like Dr. Isaac was
say not a kush. Me brother don't want before in time. Say not a kush. So we dey use the old age man young. Say not a
Fambul, on a good afternoon, on a good evening, and on a good morning. I hope say any side so on a friend on a safe na the world. I hope so na they do well. I know for say they like it today with waiting they go on our country, waiting somebody like me don't they talk about for the past 3 years. And the junction no side we don't reach. I believe say boku of una go want for make a sidom and remote back and this topic here so tigi one. Tranga one. But you see, sometimes there are other things we need to focus on. In as much as this is very important, and I promise you I will have the experts here because next time I talk about this, I'll be talking about it gearing up for make the experts them go come in and make we can get a serious roundtable discussion. I will talk about from a layman's perspective, and then I will talk about from an educational perspective. And when I mean from an educational, from a proven scientific perspective, that will be when the experts will be here seated with me. I'm working on it. I've started working on it. When the time reach, I could make you know, because I want to make as many people as possible come in and listen. But last year, when I know for say something be happen, even before we election, And where I sit down, I observe, I look how the thing they go, how the markets they be. I just say, no, no, no. The history of Sierra Leone is being told differently. The history of Sierra Leone has been told differently. The history of Sierra Leone, they don't tell we am in the way not to so it be. And I can't help and think but myself say maybe the side will happen for Fenway self so right now because waiting we know or waiting we feel say we sabi not to him nine not to him na waiting we suppose for. And because of that, then they don't bring a lot of division amongst we, don't bring a lot of segregation, it don't bring a lot of repression, it don't bring a lot of cliques and clan. If you go ask somebody right now, some man go tell you say Sierra Leone gets 18 ethnic groups. Whereas another person go tell you say Sierra Leone gets 16 ethnic groups. Whereas another person go tell you say Sierra Leone gets 17 ethnic groups. So who do you for believe? Where one person they tell you say 16, 17. If even as a matter of fact, if you even do more research, they go tell you say na 15 ethnic groups. You go hear some person and go talk say, Salone na den limba den get more. Then you go hear some people and go say, no, na den gizi them in there so, then kisi them na den so. Then you go hear some, no, na den so in there so. Then you go hear some people and go say, no, na kamu no kam. Na yaso as a matter of fact, na yaso sefu no kam, na kam na kam form no ethnic identity. Ethnicity as we have come to know it. Ethnicity as we don't. I want to try for Papa God help me. And the reason why they say Papa God help me is because English is like my default language. So quick for me I defer to English and begin talk English. But really waiting at the try for Dunaya. So God, you need for bring me Creole, make it sit down and make it not shake. I really need the Creole, make it sit down. Because the Creole na for really help we for make we understand tigi one usai we dey try for go. Listen, this senior so where we begin before the election where I begin not knowing where it would lead. I did that show out of frustration. I do that show there out of frustration, you know. I remember I called Mr. Yusuf Jallo na England. I say, Mr. Yusuf Jallo, you are a storyteller, you are a narrator. Please, I need you for coming at the show. He said, what happened, Matilda? I explained to her, and I say, I have an even better person to recommend to you to do this. He said when it comes to the cultural aspect, Matilda, I go come at the show and he's going to be here as we move along on this show. He said, but when it comes to understanding with foundation, we root, we you know, we make up. He said there is someone better to narrate the story. And at the time, my idea was to talk about governance. I'd already reached out to Professor Kande, and Professor Kande had agreed to come. And when they give me this person here a name, luckily I had his contact. I reached out, and without batting an eyelid, it's like, Matilda, I'll be there. That one discussion, nine sets the foundation for this journey so they can take. And make a tell you now, this journey not get for be easy. Some man get for even questioning history where they don't tell them. Some man get for go back and go research and go do some deep digging for really find out the truth. Some man get for call we and you know rebut what is being said. Some man get for call and put addition to what is being said. I am not here to paint a rosy picture. I am not here for take una down for Karesuna down the colonial route. I know even they are so for Karesuna down the route of pre-colonialism. I know they are so for Karesuna onto post-colonialism. I am here for us all to find out the truth of who we truly are as Sierra Leoneans. I am here for us to find out our true history. I am here for the generation before, the generation now, and the generation to come to have a collective ideology. The one thing that binds us, because you see, what's in the most disheartening thing is that when you hear about the green, white, and blue, the green, white, and blue, the green, white, and blue is our flag, that is not what binds us. The green, white, and blue is a symbol that is supposed to have unified us, and is supposed to have given us a single identity. But I am sorry to say that the green, white, and blue, unfortunately, has been misused for different purposes. Sometimes it is used as a form of division. Sometimes it is used as a form of unification. Sometimes it is used as a form of, outcasting. You see, today this show should have started in November. But rather, unfortunately, the week before it's supposed to start, nothing could happen. So I had to put everything on hold and see how the situation is, the situation force. Because they can't talk about history where people not get collapse, where there's high anxiety. Even right now, it's not that there is collapse, but at least there is a semblance of make we see what in God they do for we. And the more things are occurring in the country, the more the thing that I see, even as to right now, I feel 100% compelled that we can no longer wait. We can no longer wait. We have to dive in. We get for diving, we get for begin swim. If na waka, we get for begin waka, make we begin put one foot on top of the other. If na swim, we get for begin swim, make we begin do am. If na tot we get for tot we self, make we begin tot we self. So today I not get any other person. Today we dey do the lay of the land, because this is like an onion. And you know how yabas stand. Yabas where you peel am, not to the skin no more. You dey begin peel layers, 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 layers. That's what we are going to do. We're going to peel the layers of the onion that is Sierra Leone. When we don't peel them, hopefully by peeling it, we'll be able to put them back. We'll go able for reach to the, that middle part. We go able reach now the part where we go able dig the dirty. Because by the time we go down peel and down, we go know the kind dirty where we all make up of. And also we get for grab all the dirty them for put together for make we bury that yabas day. So when that yabas day grow, it go grow to the taste of all the dirty them. We come together as one for make the dirty outside and put them for grow fine. So that is our mission for the show. So moving on, because next week, normally this show also will be every last weekend of the month. But because next week na Easter, and me we sit down I also as a host, could get for take small excuse, and that make we decide say we dey begin and this week. Salone, we all na one Fambul. Wetin that they mean to una? Wetin that they mean to you? Wetin na dey mean to you for you pikin dem, you grandpikin dem, the generation yet unborn, the generation before you. Wetin na dey mean to me? Today I have no less a person than the person of Mr. Jamboria Boy, make I call him properly, Mr. Boy Jalo Jamboria. This man has
thank you,
done,
Matilda.
yes, yes, you're welcome. This man has done a lot of research. He go inside and he go tell Una the contribution within your own family of really unearthing who we are, the people that we are. And like I say, this not a romanticize history of we greatness or we great warriors and fighters and all of that. No. This is understanding our DNA. That we all see as the green, white, and blue. It is understanding that DNA. So I hope una go there for journey along with we. Mr. Jallo Jamboya, I pass the floor on to you. Tell Fambul the Adu and set the tone for them as I begin they go look for the dirty them and begin they put the dirty them together.
Thank you, Matilda. And Fambul them, una good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you day. Using the Timni language, I go say Ndirai, Mpiari, Sekel, Mende, Bua, Bisha. I'm very emotional about this. You see, this is an ongoing work started by my great-grandfather, Alimami Umar Jallo Jamboria, who was the second Fulani tribal head in the western area. He read the Arabic and he decided to educate himself to speak English and French. He became an interpreter for the British, working under a Mr. Lawson. Then later, he left and went to work with the French colony. In his time, he wrote a lot of articles connected with our history. As a matter of fact, part of his writing, then one of the most correct historical narratives we can find written by Christopher Fife, Sierra Leone Inheritance, is in chapter 4, and it is written as he narrated it. Me, what they talk so, me not a historian by profession. By profession, I'm a trained and qualified teacher, a professional teacher. And my major area of study is geography, minor is English, which I taught for 13 years in Sierra Leone, the last place being the Prince of Wales School. Then I'm a social scientist, and of course, when I migrate from Sierra Leone, I took up information technology and I did a lot of courses on information technology. So you may want to ask, why am I here talking history? I'm here for two reasons. One, the very reason what make I left me country is for me for find out who that we be. When I graduated from the University of Sierra Leone in 1979, I took an oath to myself that I'll never leave my country to go and settle in another country. Why? Because I know by chance, because of the course where I do geography and environmental sciences, I know the resource potentials of Sierra Leone. I know say if we are united, we can make Sierra Leone into the greatest country on earth. We have all the resources we need. Then we have a small population. It's easy to manage. But we are so disorganized. We are so disconnected because of too much mistrust that we're not able to do that. The second side is we get to accept certain things that are wrong about us. And one of it is we are still a mentally colonized people. We don't take initiatives. We wait for people to come and do things for us. But also, I proved in 1978-79 when I did my dissertation in education. The topic was the locus of control of school-going children in the Western area. I did a survey in which I administered questionnaires. I asked the picking them, I asked them parents them. And the findings was that we are a people who will blame and complain, but we don't accept responsibility. And if a people they've now waited, there is a reason for that. There is a social or psychological reason for that. So after everything happened in Sierra Leone, we make a get for left me country in a hurry for coming to exile. I decided, what is it that is not correct about us that we should be fighting and cursing and doing everything negative to each other? When you look at the country, you see common surnames: Kamara, Koroma, Sise, Fofana, Bangura, Conte, across the country. And another thing is, we are colonized because we still believe we have ethnic groups in Sierra Leone. We don't have ethnic groups. We have languages in Sierra Leone. And all of these languages have a common root, which is Malinke and Fulani, mixed with Arabic because of early Islamization in West Africa. The factors here, I look at it, see, even after I don't run, come on out the country, I see things they get from worst to worst. I said, no, I have to do something. I have to go back and look at what my great-grandfather did, why he did it, then let's see what I could do going forward. Since 2017, I took that oath and I've spent my time researching. My concern is not about the history. We're not a historian. I'm not a professional historian. My concern is the social anthropology, the connections we have in our origins, and what are the cause where we make we migrate, come to this place where they call Sierra Leone, and what are the reason we make, even at this present moment, we are still divided. Now we national anthem where I don't know if now the man named Professor Clifford, now Clifford Five, was it? The man who wrote the lyrics. He was in a boat returning from the United Kingdom. Now he writes them as a poem to Sierra Leone. Little did they know this was going to become the national anthem. The first statement, high we exalt thee, realm of the free. We don't understand what that means.
Just so we put now a perspective for those show as we go along, we go to bring name them and make sure say people then they get the name them. So as Mr. Jamboya rightly say, the person we writes this poem that later on became the national anthem of Sierra Leone. Now, I don't know if he was a professor, but a lot of people referred to him as professor. But just because I am not sure, I will defer with Mr. Okay, so Mr. Clifford Nelson Fire. That was his name, Mr. Clifford Nelson Fire. Go ahead, sir.
When he wrote this, I am sure he did it on purpose because he was just coming from studies in the United Kingdom. He may have read some of the archives, don't find out one or two things. He say, "Hi, we exalt the realm of the free." A lot of people will misinterpret it as him meaning realm where people taken into slavery were brought back. No, and no. Sierra Leone has always been a land for refugees, starting from the 10th century. All the people in Sierra Leone today came in as refugees from England. They ran away from oppression somewhere to be free in the forested region. Because in
I
those
want for
days,
make you.
the
I
for
want for make you repeat. I want for make you. I go to interrupt you as you dey talk. So just be
how
attuned to
long?
that. I
Go
want
ahead,
for
ma.
make you repeat wetin you just say, and as much as possible, sir. I want for make you dey narrate this in Creole as much as possible. I know say the
Okay.
English we don't use to so much that now we default language,
No,
but I
I
want for
used
make
to
you try.
Norwegian.
I know as best as possible
So
for make
even
we
the Creole now, they find it difficult for talk.
cause yeah, I know because me na English, you na Norwegian, you don't use for speaking, the Norwegian language. But you just say something, say people learn on the can as Salone. Salone don't be place where they welcome, where they bring, where they keep people them, where they gladly for take people them since waiting with man can call the 10th century. I want make you talk but than this small and go inside than this small because I sure say this boku people they don't know that. And as we dey talk along people, we go dey show una some maps them for really, make unu see wetin we dey try for talk na ya, how we dey connect the dots them. So I go make you continue, sir.
Thank you. The issue of slavery, according to what in them teach we in the recent history, we feel say not only when Europeans come to Africa, they can take people care go America and slavery start. No. Slavery had started a long time ago, since the 10th century, and even a little before. Slavery was been there that time, it was past what the Europeans do to we. And as a matter of fact, another thing, it's an hypothesis that I have to prove. And when I make one disclaimer, Naya, whatever I say here is based on what I have found out, and I intend to further continue to find out, even to the point of going to establish a research institute where I go through West Africa for find out some of them things here. Because one thing that is clear is that we are all related in West Africa. As a matter of fact, during my research recently, I came to discover, say, people and then are northern Ghana, Nagonga province. We connected with people them na Sierra Leone, the Camaras. Do we know that? And it strike me say, why is it that we get Nigerians the more they go to name Kanu, Nwanko Kanu? You see, as you they find out certain things, it a broaden in scope. You they begin to say Now think it make thing be. People let me don't move. Migration is a normal human activity. Plenty reason they will make cookie migrate. Would they migrate for peaceful reasons? Because maybe you born fine girl picking, somebody want another country married there, you get for go there. You go there, you go get sababu, you sit on there. That's a peaceful reason.
Yeah.
Other people they migrate because of economic reason. We they see and they happen in Africa today. People and they migrate because of natural disasters,
Yeah.
earthquakes, volcanic activities, etc. So when you look at Sierra Leone, you look at West Africa, there is something connecting us where we need to find out. Now we come up on this colonized narrative. One of the reasons why we are still held up is that we have still not devised a narrative and an educational system that will take us back to our roots. Asia has succeeded in doing that. That's why they are making fast progress. Malaysia, Indonesia, etc., they were worse than Sierra Leone in 1961. Today they don't pass me.
I just want take a moment. So waiting Pajamboya just say very important. He say one of the reason we make, and this is not just a talk about Salone, but they talk as Africa, as a matter of fact, as a continent. He say one of the reason we make we still dey bien and we not succeeded. He say that because we as a continent not develop a single narrative for we self-it. We not develop, we not get one word. As a matter of fact, now the right Creole word and they. He said we not get one word inside we self-it. He said if you look like the Asian continent, the reason we make them come and then pass we and then day before we. Now because they're able to develop one single narrative for themselves. It no matter whose country they defend themselves, the narrative remains the same. The one word sit down inside the kotoku. Continue, sir.
If we think, say, now we no more get different languages, so they call tribes, go to Asia, they have them. China took 40 years to become a world power. China gets more than 7 languages, with distinct cultures. You get the Mongolians, you get the Tibetans, you get the other hand the way they say then they oppress the Muslims them. You get even amongst the one where they talk the Chinese language, you get the Cantonese and the Mandarin. But these people are working together because there is a common cultural narrative. They get a common cultural frame and roadmap. Then get a common educational background where they take from. We now, we throw away we educational background, we go take what we don't understand. So what would they do? They cram and pass. If you want teach the picking about oxygen, go talk to Naimami language. If you want teach the picking about Pythagoras, talk to an Naimami language. Use simple examples around the environment. You go understand better. We moved away from our culture. We lost our soul. So we not even know say we all get same DNA. Me and Matilda Cole, maybe we get the same root from Futatoro. But do we know that? Have we cared to find out? It's now a problem. And at this make, when you call me, say, come, you can do this, I say, yes, ma, they come. Because it's something close to my heart. I weep at times when I see people curse and fight. Then the other thing we make worse, when some of we the open will not talk, then say, I left that man there. They see us as the enemy. I am your friend, Sierra Leoneans. I'm your friend. I may be the only friend you would have who will give you the light and the direction. I don't want to make them personal. It's not about me. It's about our posterity. Look at Sierra Leone, a land where people ran to when they felt unsafe. Because in those days, the forested region now be a place of safety. People and afraid for inside the forest. When the Arabs came south from Morocco and those other places, exchanging horses for women, the people felt unsafe. When the Arabs came from Morocco and those other places, calling us Bilad el Sudan, children of the black, to take some of our men away to go and work in the gold mines, people became afraid. They ran south because now the south, now the forest been there. That was how migration started. Then whoever they meet today, we not know. As a matter of fact, we history na a big puzzle. So let nobody not say this is the most correct history. What do we get for look for? Now the links. It's a puzzle that we have to fit. Let us look for the links. And the links are there for us to see. Go to Senegambia. You meet Soare, you meet Fofana, you meet Sise, you meet Jakite, Njai. Come to Sierra Leone, you meet the same people. Don't you see the link? Do you think it's an accident? No, it's not. Go to Mali. You meet Kuruma, you meet Sangari, you meet all these other names. You come to Sierra Leone, you meet the same thing. It's an accident. Of course, a lot of research they don't do connected with this, with social anthropology and with history. But the best person for get this narrative, now we self, now we for find out who that we be. Because now we only able understand who that we be for Siam as it is. Go to Sierra Leone. Every district in Sierra Leone get a place called Sumbuya. Now it's how they can do research now, they don't know that. And most Sierra Leoneans don't know that because Sierra Leone is just a drawing on a piece of paper for most of us. It's not a place with a commonality. I would say it's a place for me because I grew up in a family where been they transfer every year, then they work in different towns. I mix with different people. So I get to know different people from different parts. Then as a geographer, I know exactly Usai and Usai tongue then a Salone and the names. Every district in that country has a place called Sumbuya. We'll challenge anybody for go find out. Every district. Find that out. Then you'll see how common we are. We are the same people.
Okay,
It
sir.
happened by accident.
We get a call and una know for say this na a learning show. So either the person gets a question or either the person gets a contribution for augment the conversation. So I will go to the caller. Caller, waiting at your name and also you they call from. Hello, caller.
This is Nafodo Mustafa again. Yes, when I thank you for this program because now something back way interest me. You know, Mr. Jamura, the other time I've been telling you back, I make back this point. Yes, we get only languages. Me say I go agree with you in the language they will get. But the bottom line is, as I always say, we found ourselves now on this situation. How are we going to forge ahead? That should be the thing here. Sierra Leone's problem, this unity I talk about, It's never going to happen. It has never happened any part of the world where people speak different languages and they say they can put them together for a country. Look around us. Nigeria, when I talk about this, so Nigeria, if not to see in our central government, they say don't scatter. We look at England, we shall there so. We get Scotland, they get their own government. We get the Welsh, they will get their own government. We get the UK government, we get the Irish government. This now for telling almost say this idea we don't care go in Africa for go put together people who they speak different languages. This is not a good idea and it's never going to work. Look at Spain. Today I just read before when I can't I've just read about the Basque country because they go play today friendly match. I was reading about the Basque country. I go see the Basque country map. When I small region in northern Spain, we get some partner France, doing a population of about 2.5 million. They have been craving for their own independence for centuries. They don't wage war against Spain. It's not going to happen. Now we formulate the program of democracy. Maybe say, no, we get autonomous regions. May them govern themselves like everywhere, which are tribes and they. If you talk about Asia, Asia now then gets commonality in culture, and some of them with language, and so they can blend together. But you see, even Asia, when you talk about religion, they go scatter quick and then get problem quick. They don't really tolerate that kind of thing, the religion. So make you see, say, every part of the world, who say people and they talk different languages. For make you put them together, you say this now, make una can make a union. It's not possible. It has not worked anywhere. When you see America, so them because they're all the people who don't go accept now say they talk English and some very few Spanish. So the nationalities they will come all part of the world, they go to America, they can live together because they get a common language. This language is a very powerful weapon where people need. Look at in Africa, Cameroon, then don't deal with the French people for a long time. All of a sudden, they have been having this friction for ages. But that thing will be boil under, it will be boil under until they explode. Make no underestimate what they call language. Language, look at what it happened. So now Salone, the Southerners, for instance, the Southeasterners, if they get democracy amongst themselves, there's no way under this hardship when they go through, so then go say they vote for Madabi. They don't go do one. But they will vote for him because this man identifies himself as a part of them. And I make way they go this and I mean they language now they talk. We'll tell you say now we so these are the things that we know that we hammer this point home, make the one the way they form constitution or the one the way they write a more, make them try think about the way when they formulate the languages around democracy so that we'll get peace. You know, even the way APC within a power. I've been tell one my friend way na APC supporter. I've been tell them anytime they put list, then put 2-3 Southeasterners, then go Allah. They say I say no, this is not representation. Now the same thing they go so on today. They say they do the other side on receiving. So anytime they put one person, the one way they put that one person, then they go Allah. Oh, then they are going to be. It is not representation. As long as the people are not represented, we will continue for get these kind of problems. Well, now left for Air Force. I want to thank you for the program.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, caller. So again, like I say, we are doing the lay of the land. For anything you get for set the stage. When you set the stage, like I say, you have to set the stage and then you begin to peel back the onions. We have a long journey to go. We have a long way to go. And you know, na then kind discussion, yeah, so we get for exercise patience for see, okay, where do we land at the end of the day, if we land at all. So let us exercise patience because remember I say we go peel, we go fend the different dirty that we put them together and then we plant back and see where things go go. To do that, it takes time. It takes patience, it takes collaboration. Let me go to the next caller. Caller waiting at your name and also you call from.
Hello, viewers. This is Umaru the call.
Yes, Umar.
You know, first of all, I tell you thank you for thank you for you allow for move on. I'm really glad we'll get new topic. So we start with first. Let tell you something. I think say the past scholar. I think do a research well. For say one day happen at the world. I think say doing research well. I live in Switzerland. Then get 4 languages. Then get Retro-Romanish. Then get the German. Then get the French. And then get the Italians. But believe me, when they in a parliament,
Exactly.
all they talk about now Switzerland.
That's right.
The Nigeria way he mentioned so. He mentioned Nigeria. Nigeria is made up of almost 520 tribes. Out of this, now only one tribe move out based on selfish interests. And look, any side, you get people at the far right. Even though we own politics in Africa, but we get people at the far right, they will get people at the far left. It will happen. But for say, what happen, want to happen, I feel say we'll go for move on. The only two way me want to talk again, but the tribes, Big Brother talk something. Where he talk about the tribes where you go find in Nigeria, where you go find in Salone. That I feel say na near history. And waiting we historians and do, they're so lazy that they only rewrite the Waitman history. They not take time for do research. Historia will get when a professor Joedi Ali. All he do now for just rewrite the European history. And if you look at 1462, if I'm not 1642, sorry, 1642, when Pedro Central Canada country day. From that, we not get any history after that. That period from Pedro Central in time, to the colonial time, we not get any tangible history where we write. Me, I read history in school. I've been so stupid that now one of the only subjects I will pass the first it was it. So so I just tell you the most say we historians then teach you again the wider history. The wider history go and teach we when they talk about the Sokoto, when at the we come from the Nigeria end for come down to Sierra Leone, they know we connect any tribe within the Sokoto Empire and Sierra Leoneans. Yet we get Fulans in Sierra Leone. So there is no connection there. And then the money invasion where they talk about, when you watch it and just like what Mr. Jamburia talk, before the money invasion, we been get tribes, we been get clans. But after the money invasion, because when you watch it at the money invasion, the entire money invasion, now one tribe. From Queen Masariko, the entire money invasion, now one tribe. So there you get the Mende, you get the Timini, you get the Madingos, you get the Kono, where there's a Makono, where Pankono, we mean wait for we. We get all the Krankos, and all these are from the Mandi invasion. So these are all one tribe. So technically, Sierra Leone, apart from when you don't take the Limbas away, history say that they live up the hills, and even then to grow up, we find out they say them they move away from the people because not be like at least the social their own social build up being different. When you take them out and the divide already dissolve, and the other tribes already dissolve, you get only one tribe, the Mandi. Instead the Mandi, now you get the Timini, now you get the Fula, now you get the Madingo, now you get the Kono. So the Timini, in fact, Timini, there is a history where it traces them down to Guinea. The Mende, of course, these are the large chunk of the Mandi invasion. These are also tribes from Mali, from Queen Masariko. So you see, when you watch at this now, we just don't build ourselves, we don't just make tribe business. We are all one tribe. So I feel say I will call again, not all on the line too much. But actually, a topic where it is sweet me, because it make our members small. Okay, I will call again back.
Okay, now for call back,
Okay, Matilda,
hopefully,
let's just come in quickly
yeah,
before
I dey make
another
you come
caller.
in, sir. I dey make you come in, but I just want to say something. Umar, I dey put a disclaimer na ya. Them people that wey study history, not so because them in full now dem choice subject.
Yeah,
Do your big. Umar, this na disclaimer, so you can come in, sir.
still very important. This country where they Norway, then they force you for learn you history, although not to subject na school. Because they know say your identity it get a lot for do with your development. As a matter of fact, the state na they fought we for make we teach you picking then the culture of Usa we come out. If I want me picking for talk Timni and men they are not sabi talk I get office where they go and they pay money to pursue where they teach them. Yes, they do it. Not because they want for discriminate, then say it's better when the child comfortable within culture, he get all the concept developed in that culture, they learn better. And as a matter of fact, UNESCO get what they call Mother Tongues Day. This is one of the things we are missing in Sierra Leone. We feel say that pikewe come all Levuma or Kalangba, if we begin force and for talk English at an early stage, you they destroy the Peking that way. But not all that not the issue. The issue how we concentrate on Naya is we history na puzzle. Until we talk, most of them partly correct. But I can challenge and say there is a lot of it that was given by foreigners who don't understand us. Now I make this now say, now we are the best people for find out with history and narrate them now we understand them. Because the first scholar, they try to emphasize say, nowhere on earth nor the way people them with different languages can live together. I want let this scholar go Guinea next door. One of the best things Ahmed Sheku Toure, the great grandson of the Marwin have been the general for Sunjata Keita. Sunjata Keita now start the Mali Empire. In Grand Pekin, now in a Samori Toure wo they talk about. Now the great grandpa of Samori, Tirakamen Toure, but them they call him Traore. Traore, Toure, Tarawali are the same names. Now income with people them we can left that forest region of Guinea. So move kind inside Sierra Leone. Now they say, una wait for me at the camp. These are the corners, Makono. And he went north. Now he expand the Mali Empire, we reach the coast around the Senegambia area. When he reached Senegambia, he could not come back. But that time day, it creates a lot of things that bring people into the forested regions. These are the links that we need to find out for make we fit with history. As I say in the beginning, we are all refugees who came to seek refuge. So Sierra Leone should be exalted as realm of the free. Go back up to the 10th century, it's the realm of the free. Today, we get people and they claim now for us, they ask to come earlier than the other people. But una be meet people and they. And when you look at Sierra Leone, the people around the coastal area, they we don't interact so long that they all get similar language. The Bolom, they call Shabu. Them they call them Mampa. The Soso, when people away come out from the Jalunka na them get Futa Jalom. Before the Fulani came there with Islam, they were living there with the Limba. Now I made Limba people like hills because the Futajal on a high place. Not to say that they afraid for live with people. Now I made them like hills. It's in their DNA, it's in their epigenetic makeup to live in high places. Okay? Futajal on a high place, now a high mountainous part of Guinea. The Jalunka and the Limbana them in the day. When the Islam came down from Senegambia, some moved towards the coast. The others remain. The one that come towards the coast, some settle Nakabala, hilly place. The balance can the sea. They mix with the Mampa and the Bolom. Then the language you call Suso emerge. And that language be mixed with another language we even take it there and they talk up to Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and Casamance. They call them Baga. Baga and Timni, they all they tell her do the same way. It's like dialects to each other.
You know,
Okay?
I know one for Kochisa, just hold your thoughts. I remember this is how, you know, this now how we don't know much about we culture, we traditions, we ethnicities them, and we you know, the diversities in the ethnicity. You know, I remember this was so vivid. I believe it was either last year or the year before, where you know them they celebrate Freetown and they celebrate. I think it was 150 years, something like that. That anniversary put together by the mayor and everything, and then do a float parade, right? In that float parade, the different ethnicity or different ethnic languages were represented. And then I remember, as I dey watch, I dey watch the commentaries, them, the ethnic group, the Baga, then come up. And I have never seen this many, I not ever see the amount of comments them where I see. I see people them in large number questioning if even this ethnic group was part of Sierra Leone. People
was.
it was not been the first time, but could people then have been the first time when they see that ethnic group there. The for and so I remember as sit down there and they said to me, "Self, if this many people in the comments say na uswan and then so baga now waiting na baga, waiting baga mean who that done they even belong na Salone, then they Salone, then they're not a part of." I
Yeah.
remember it being so clear, it been so glaring that I said to myself, "Bo, if we not even can acknowledge or know with different ethnic compositions, then how do we even move forward as a nation where we not even know who that na your young brother and sister inside the one green, white, and blue that you are saying, I will exalt the land of the free." Go ahead, sir.
Baga and they. And most of them today pass as either Timni or Soso, and a few as Mampa or Shabru, as we call them. Because our word Shabru now with man can give you that name. Now the chief in name by Chebora, and I say these are people of the Shabru man. Just like the people who they call Lokon at the north, their name na Bandi. They are bandits. They are the original inhabitants of that greater part of Sierra Leone, what they call the Southeast. The Southeast been there for the Bandis, the Galines, and the Vai. Then you get the Konya, Malinke people, Konyaka. The word Ka in Madingo, na identity word. We say the Timinese people. Then say Temeneka, Susuka. The Konya people them, we been there at the forested region where Tira Kamen, Traore bin can left. Then if something happened, they begin move, come towards the coast. When they entered the southwest, they were the last to come. They mixed with the Bandis, the Galines, and the Vice, and that was how Mende emerged as a language. Same with Timni. Timni emerged as a language in Sierra Leone from a product between the Baga, the Jalunka, the Bolom, and Bambara Malinke. That's why the Timnis talk about them coming from the north, Rotorong. And when their chief dies, they say he has gone back to Futa. Futa meaning Futa Toro, not Futa Jalon. Futa Jalon, a later day place. And that's why in the Timnis, you find Senegambian surnames, Fofana, Sise, etc. Mostly. The Konya people, they are the ones with the Kamara, Kuruma, Conte, etc. The Jalunka have the Banguras and the Contes. We have identities by our names. And another thing most people don't know is that even at Koinadugu, you have people who are Sonenke. Sonenke people are originally from Ghana Empire, that area between Mali and Senegal. The capital of Ghana Empire was located just close to the border of Senegal today in Mali. That place still exists. It's called Kumbisale. The Silas, the Jakites, they are from there, Kumbisale. The Soares are from a place in Gambia called Jakaba. We're all migrants in Sierra Leone. People came for different reasons of safety. If we people let me don't run from mishap, we can meet up now. It will be in our best interest to hold ourselves together. But again, you may want to ask, why are we not holding ourselves together? There are several hypotheses I will build around that. But as we go along, we will expand on the hypothesis then they. One of them is very much scientific, it's biological. And I go challenge anybody for go find out, say, most of us carry the trauma of our foreparents, our forefathers. Anything we be don't traumatize with forefathers, we get on with we. Until we identify them and get rid of them, it is always going to affect us. Just like we now, what would they do? We habits, we stress management capacity, etc. It affect generations yet unborn.
Okay,
That's
I will
why
make you hold that thought there.
parenting is very important.
Exactly. I will make you
Yes,
hold
ma'am.
that thought there as we continue. I want to take the calls. Probably this might be our last set of calls for tonight because again, in recognition of we Muslim brothers and sisters that where they fast for give them
Yeah.
time for prayer and for breakfast, we go end the program a bit early, just around this period of Lent and Ramadan time, and then after these observations are over, then we'll go revamp to full 2 hours. So I want to take the call. Call out waiting on your name and also you the call from, please.
Yes, Ms. Matilda. Now, me again, I just want to make a clarification, which I mean, this no. Because normally it's
Okay.
difficult even for make I stop Mr. Jamboria for giving this lecture. But I get for make this clarification. So
Okay.
you see, what I mean by say no work anywhere, it doesn't mean that countries mixed with populations they know they function. No, I mean say like in Europe, like we say, Mr. Omar did so, then get a federal government where the Swiss, the French, and the Italian, and they come together, just like the Belgium, Musa come out. We get the French, we get the Dutch, we get the German speakers. They are held together by the federal government. So that they try for me. And even like Nigeria, where they talk about Nigeria and get the federal government. So I don't want to take African examples there because African examples are not temporal something. At some point, there's going to be problems because we get to we not address the ethnic issue yet. unless we address that ethnic issue, then we'll get stability. So what I mean say they know the work, not to say they know where. So now I give the example of England, even Spain. They get about 3 or 4 languages, then they function in the work. But then get the federal government, the laws the way they create. Now you make then get federal government. Where they say federal government, other parts there and they get your own government, you get autonomy. Like in Belgium, where you talk about agriculture, agriculture, education, a lot of the ministries then they regional. You take agriculture, you take education, you take housing, you take a lot of things. These are regional issues. They're not they're not the part of the central government. So that I mean, I don't mean say the woko. I mean say then get federal government. That means say they get their own government, them regional government, the way they do, then come together. They talk about national issue. Like you talk about here, they talk about Switzerland, inside Switzerland Parliament. That is simply like Belgium. We then come out the regional side, then come the federal Parliament. They only talk about the government, the country called Belgium. We then get the original, but they have addressed the ethnic issue. They make them get stability in Europe. They have addressed it severely. Now make you see most countries like when you see the Basque, they say they want to go away, but they cannot go away. Because the more wealthier in Europe they get, they say, okay, let's go on we own. But you cannot go away because the laws the way the federal government we don't put together means say, it will go away. So I don't want to take Mr. Jambole give you this lecture. I go left fire. Because I enjoy the talk with
Before you go,
Thank
sir,
you very much.
before you go,
yeah.
I go talk to the proprietors, them let we get some program where we go deal with this issue in detail. You are talking about governance and decentralization. Yes, that can be a solution for we, but how we go do them, let it suit we own purpose. Now we need for discuss. We're not going to do them now this program.
Exactly.
I will talk to the proprietors. We go get a program maybe with Matilda or Mr. Kago. When that way they can discuss in detail. The answer day. But Salone need for listen. We not listen to we self na Sierra Leone. We they talk at we self. I make we not able to solve the problems. All my one show sabi. Yeah, we sabi. That's a fact. But now we listen to we self. Then we go get the answers. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so I will go to the next caller. Caller, waiting your name and who say the call for.
Hello, viewers. This is Umaru again.
Okay.
First of all, you see, we all want we the Sierra Leoneans slowly talk about history. We the Sierra Leoneans slowly explain your history. But we got to start them on the right footing. The history we don't use to is divided into 3 in Sierra Leone. We get the pre-colonial, we get the colonial, and we get the post-colonial. And the ethnicity, the part of the history, it occur in the pre-colonial. And in the pre-colonial, then tell we say, Queen Masariko, because of the expel and the Bambara Empire, make a move down. And when it moved down, it moved with in clan. And this in clan, the Mendes, now the large part of the ethnic groups. So if you want to tell me, say, the Timini and the Mendes emerge from the tribes, then you got to give me proof. Because in the Mali invasion, the Mendes, and them the lead invasion. And the Locos, the Kurankos, the Madingos, all been there inside this. So even though we want to tell history, but yet we get to take time. Other than that, we get everything wrong. So it go make we not stick to the old history we get. Then the new history we want for learn, we want for explore your history, we get it wrong. Now the me big brother been the talk something at the top of the cameras and I want just tell them say Wetin happen? That na the colonial era. Late colonial era to the post-colonial era, when they find a free land, that I think na be 1887 or 1878, something like that. I don't forget the right date. So then we choose Freetown for free slaves, not only Sierra Leoneans. But at that time, that the free slaves will be they float in the system. So now then they count na Sierra Leone with some Syrians, about, if our history tells you they count about 195 Syrians were accompanying the free slaves. So now that make you see, you go get Camaras na Sierra Leone, you get Camaras na Ghana, you get Kanu na Ghana. Because why? The people were a camp. They late after the abolish. In fact, the most important part is a transatlantic slave trade. Where they just the capture people and they repatriate them back to Sierra Leone in respect of who said and capture you. So that make we get a mixed culture within Freetown. So when we talk about history, we also want to explore history, but at least law we take time. If we not take time, we get it wrong. All these tribes where you see, the Mende, the Madingo, the Kranko, the Fula, the Timini, they are all from the Mande Empire, which when have been the Pambara Empire. And the Queen Masariko have been so stubborn that they may oust her and then they expel her from the empire. So I mean they come down to that part, that the west coast, they can't conquer lands. So anytime we conquer, and people they spread. Because them they watch for land for deposit in population at that time in followers them. So until we get another history, a written history, where it can challenge that history. And that history what they talk about now the pre-colonial, not post-colonial, not colonial. So now we get it right. We also want to explain with history, but if we not take time, we get it wrong. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Umar.
Yeah,
I just
thank
want to
you.
say something. I just want to say something. You are glad where you end with, if we get a history, a written history. Now, me not an archaeologist, I not do anything around that kind of field of study there. But there is one thing that I know. A history, just because a history is written or a documentation of a history is written does not mean it is always accurate. Now that make you can see archaeologists them, then they go, then say, hey, then find this one here so on side. Then write. And then later on, then go unearth an entire civilization. I remember recently, I don't know civilization where them find, where them feel say that is the oldest civilization that have existed. But before they reach there, they may don't write before say this civilization here, so na the oldest civilization. You see, the thing about history is like it's a river, right? You don't know its destination. You know they know in destination. Waiting you know right now to be maybe your truth might not necessarily be the truth. Right? So now that make we for, I am not saying what is said here is the absolute truth. But if there is a way to prove that what we know to be truth, there is a different truth to it, I think we should be open to at least exploring that. That's all I am saying. Remember, these people who wrote this history were not written by our oral auditors. Not been the history, not of we young people them. We been know the history been right am because na oral history na in them been there with and then die with that oral history there. So waiting with man come in manage fen put together based on waiting sometimes he can put himself in the community, he can write this, write that. Doesn't mean that it is always, let us be careful. And Who is the source of the truth that we speak? How was that source on earth? What processing, whose process and steps and rigor then take for make sure say this waiting and say. It doesn't matter. 100 centuries from now, it will remain. We as a people, with history very mucky, not straight at all. It ben. Because the one way write them, not even know. In they go based on waiting and see. But we were supposed for know and tell them we not been keep them. That is the biggest problem we have. I will make you continue, sir.
Yes, Matilda.
To the wrap up.
If I can come in. I think say at the beginning I made a disclaimer that there are a lot of things that we need to still find out and that I'm working towards building a research institute. What in do, the more you find out with history, the more you see confusion in the history because the narratives them way they find out. You they see connection there, they see disconnection in it. You see, everything that I say here, I want let people understand, say I get the materials and the fact for prove them. Maybe some of these we will not put on the screen because of copyright reasons. But I've been on this research since 2018. I don't pay so much time and money. I have loads of research materials written by Europeans, written by Africans, some even written in Arabic that have been translated, because we get a lot of history written in Arabic. That place where they call Timbuktu, it gets a lot of history. That's how we, during the war, then we go destroy some of them books. Them books then they are valuable materials we need for translate, because they will tell us a lot about ourselves. But as I say, there is one connecting fact. Sierra Leone, as we know it today, is the product of migration into the forest region. And this migration took place from 3 different parts of West Africa. The north, when at the Bambara region, that's Senegambia region. We even get Songhai Empire, what they call Ghana Empire, where the capital now been Kumbi Saleh. Then you get the later day people away come from the Mali Empire. Then the final people that came are this Masariko group where this my friend they talk about. The Masariko group were, as a matter of fact, very close nearby. But when the Mali Empire was falling apart, a lot of internal friction took place. Migrations happened. The Masariko group, not to Mende, na Konya, they are the people we call Konyaka, na Konya people. Let Mr. Cabo put up the geography map, the Google Earth. Let's show them, say, the last group who came, they impacted this Senegambia region, this Mano River Union region, such that we get Konya in Liberia, we get them in Sierra Leone, we get them in Guinea, then call the place Koya. Koya, we get 2 Koya chiefdoms in Sierra Leone. One in the east, when Bauma, now the chiefdom headquarter, then one in the west, in the northern province, Potloko district, where the headquarter is Songo, but now they are using Masheka.
Okay.
The Gandhis were the original people in the southeast. The Gandhis.
Yeah, so I want to see if Mr.
Let's have
Cabo can
that
put up
Google Earth map.
Yeah. The one that says, I believe, currency of Koya/Koya/Koya, spelled different ways in the
Yes,
Mano
yes,
River Unit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, this
That's
one.
it. You see, all the indications of Koya. The last people who came, they came from the north of this part towards the coast, then sweep into Sierra Leone. When they can settle amongst the Galines, the Bandis, and the Vai, now they the language they call Mende emerge. That's why the Loko, as we call the Bandi people in the north, when then they talk, the Mendes they understand, and when the Mende talk, then they understand the Mendes. That's why you have Nongoa in Kenema, because it's a Bandi word. Then you get Nongowaun in Bombali. It's a Bandi word. Bendembu is a Bandi word. In the east, somebody go call that Bendembu na the east Bendembu. Today the people and they call us. So just like Adam, you go call Mumbai, Bombay. The Indians have changed it again to Mumbai. But Pendembu and Bendembu is the same. And there is a written narrative that the bandits in the east, they are still there. The Gobes are bandits, not Okisi. They're still there. Then get a narrative where say some of them, because in they move Canada north, they're not come back. The one they go Canada north, then spread taken to Songo. That place called Songo is the name of the chief who was the bandit chief there. He was called Songo Loko. Now the name they take, then give the people, then say Loko. Just like how the Shabro chief where they meet na Kafu Bulom, na by Shebora, and I name them, take them, say, these are the Shabro people. But they are Bulums. Kafu Bulom was originally a place for Bulum people. Just like I get Nongoba Bulum in Bont. Okay. And the commonalities we have to look for, not only history we will be concerned about. The history is there, the dates are there to find out. But let's look at
Mr.
the
I don't know
commonalities.
if Gombe, I don't know if I don't know if Gombe Musa Tonyanya, I don't know if na joke the joke. He say I disagree. The queen came with the Mende people. I think it's been sarcastic here. I think
The
it's been
Mende
sarcastic, but we
people
need to round
started
up
in
for
Sierra
today.
Leone. It's a mixture of three languages, Vai, Galines, and Bandi. I have
We
researched
need
it
to
and
mix up.
proven it.
We need to round up to for tonight just because of time. And I go promise Mr. Omar say by the time we get to maybe episode 2, episode 3, or let me say episode 5, just to be fair, by the time we get to episode 5, I think the challenge you throw and the questions you throw and the mix up, I think say by
Will be
that time they
proven.
go don't answer. Because you know why make us say
Yeah, we
that?
will prove it. We
we
will
don't do
prove
a
it with
lay
facts.
we don't do a general lay of the land right now, talking into different things. Now we get for begin peel the onion suicide with the begin talk about the tribes themselves one by one, how they reach their contribution, how they sit down, how they form, how they, and then we'll begin to unearth and understand certain things. Remember that he might not be whatever historian, but we get with connections then for pull a quick historian into the mix is very easy. Someone who can challenge him or what he's saying, or maybe clarify what he's saying. We they bring different people in Canada show as the show they go along, so that we
Yeah.
learn. The goal here is to learn, the goal is to challenge, the goal is to question, but most importantly, the goal is to learn. Remember, say, waiting, you na see always right, not to at the true, depending on the lens from which the person writes them. The way when me write me dissertation, somebody could come and question something and within my dissertation, say no, not to so it be. Because I'm writing it from my perspective, from my lens. The way when a person go write and it go be completely different because then they write and from their own perspective, from the lens. But somewhere in the middle has to lie the truth. We're not saying what we are saying here is the absolute truth, but we are
No,
trying to
no,
at least
no.
bring some form of clarity to the existing narrative. To say now so this video, but now this we believe say if for be based on waiting we don't uncover. Somebody in the group, I want to read somebody in comments from YouTube where say most of our history before colonialism was oral history. Unfortunately, there aren't any of this oral history was written, but through an archaeology, there is the possibility of connecting the puzzle. You're very right. I think
Exactly.
this person is
Exactly.
Ronald George Stone. You are very right, and this is what we're trying to do. Obviously, none of us here are archaeologists, but we do have historians in our midst. We have people of knowledge in our midst, and together we go try for, you know, we go. We will try. We will really try to unearth the history. But as we left the few minutes, I want
We
to
are
encourage you
throwing
to
we are
watch
throwing
this
a
show.
challenge for people to begin to research their background.
That's right.
That's the
That's true.
purpose.
Start
That's the
researching.
essence of this program.
Exactly. Start researching. Start unearthing, and
Try
be
to know who
careful
you are.
who.
Know your
Especially,
DNA.
yes, and be careful who than are the author where you they listen to and where you they read. Be very careful who authored what you're reading.
I mean,
Be very careful about that.
people.
Yeah, me Agnadande no go be me advice. Be very very careful who authored what you are reading. Yeah. I want to make Mr. Jamboya say the last word. I want to encourage you now. Every last Saturday of the month, we go sit down ayaso. This is going to be what we are going to be doing. We need to know each other. We need to reconnect with each other. We need to come to that space where when we see each other with a smile, with a laugh, because guess what? We all carry the same DNA. Mr. Jamboga, say tata to the people in the next for the next minute so that we will close.
Thank you. For all the people that will come on board and make them calls, they make them challenges to my friend Tonya Musa. But yeah, I for call you. I enjoy your comments there. You know, the purpose of this exercise now for make we know we self and live together. Now we go back to we identity and we roots. Not of a can show sabi or challenge each other. We don't challenge ourselves too much in a salon, and Lord we make peace. And by grace of God, we go make that peace through them programs, yeah. So until we meet again next month, una thank you for listening to we. Una tata. Nyalima Bondesha. Nyalima.
Okay. And me self una go surprise me you know the can't there until you know for say want to see the name una associate me to create
You say
baga.
my name,
So it is so
why your name is from Jamboria? That's what my great grandfather gave me. I didn't have a choice. But I'm from Putatoro, if you want to know. I'm from
okay,
Bundu,
so
the kingdom of Bundu. I am a Bunduka.
if okay, so to the person who asked this question, I hope say you don't get your answer. I encourage you now all for continue for watch the show last Saturday of every month. I can feel it's going to be exciting. It's going to be educative. There is going to be a lot of things that where we go on earth. Until then, until next time, may God bless you now all. Another day or so next week, but hopefully Mr. Kagwa, Mr. Jamboya, or both of them together will step in and do something for you guys. Happy Easter in advance, just because I'm not going to be here. So happy Holy Week. as we enter into the Holy Week, celebrating the resurrection of Christ. May his resurrection and, the reason for which he suffered the cross, for make everything where we ask for on the plea of that cross, on the plea of that blood, may it be granted to each and every one of us. Happy Easter in advance, everyone. May God bless you all. Una tata.
We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Work for you, say.
Papa government, only one day where they bring camp, anyone day where they sell lamb, only. Papa government jelly. They don't keep plenty youth, then I will land. Innocent youth, them me say I will land. Future leaders, them me say I will land. What they doing? Let's all fight the men pen. They come and feed you cushion. What you have in my bed for? Be a top bed. Hey, I've been a number.